We have 7 participants. Hi, Deepti.
Oh, hello, ma'am. Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening, ma'am. How are you?
बढ़िया, ma'am. आप कैसी हैं?
Thank you for joining this Shweta, Bhavna. I think you're on mute. We'll wait for 1 more minute. Jyoti?
Yeah, no problem. We can wait for a couple of minutes. Not a problem.
Okay. Shilpi, you have started the darshan?
Recording.
Shilpi? Your phone is not mute. I think we should start now.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. Good afternoon to one and all. I'm Neetu Kapoor from State Vice President of Himachal Pradesh Rural Tourism Council, WICCI, and my co-host is Shilpi Bansal. Shilpi, would you like to introduce yourself? Shilpi?
Hi, Jyoti. How are you?
Hi, I'm doing well.
Hi.
Thank you.
Hi. Could you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Oh, actually, I have a poor network here. I just reached Vaishno Devi. It was just an immediate program, so sorry for that. So might be my network will get on and off. So sorry for that, right? And
No.
Okay. So
okay, let's start.
Before we start, I just want to introduce WICCI to you and Ms. Arora. So WICCI is a Women Indian Chamber of Commerce and Industries. WICCI enables fundamental changes in government policies and incentives with a view to encourage and empower women in business industry, commerce across the sectors. So WICCI is supported by massive global and influential women network like G100, All India League, Women Economic Forum, and She Economy. So we are in the Rural Tourism Council, and it is one of the council of, WICCI has around 160 plus council, and Rural Tourism Council is one of it. So now what Rural Tourism Council does? Rural Tourism Council promotes the rural tourism sector through skill development initiatives and business networking and recommendation to relevant authorities. So today, the topic which we are going to discuss is trash to cash. Is it possible to convert trash to cash? So I think Ms. Arora has made it very, very possible. So incredible job done by Ms. Arora, and you all know we all produce garbage in our homes, around 500 grams to 700 grams of garbage every day, every household generating. Pardon? So we are generating this much of garbage every day and in every household. So Ms. Arora, Ms. Jyoti Arora, founder and managing partner of Brilliant Foundation by name. I think you should keep yourself in mute so that one can listen. So,
अच्छा लगता है ना वो लगाया हुआ
So, Miss Jyoti Arora, she is co-founder and managing partner of brilliant foundation by name Vatama Solutions. So, Vatama Solutions has installed around 1,500 composters in all over India, and around 53,000 of compost is generated every month. 1,000 kgs of compost is generated every month. So they have been awarded by as a Swachh Entrepreneurship Award by Government of India, UNC Low Carbon Award, and also a Lexus Design Award. Wonderful awards, Ms. Arora, and we would like to know more about your company, about you, and anybody if has question can raise your hand and ask. So my first question to you, Jyoti ji, like, how did it occur to start this foundation?
So, hi, my name is Jyoti Arora. So I run a company called Vatama Solutions. I started this, I will tell you a small story how I started my work. In 2017, there was a time when the staff of my kitchen staff had gone to the village. So it was the onus of picking up the garbage bag and giving it to the garbage collector was my job. So I started doing that, and I realized that I would go and talk to him, and I realized that with his bare hands, he would rip open my bag. And in Chandigarh, there are people like these the cart collectors who come. They have these big bags around their cart, and with his bare hand, he would start segregating my sanitary pads in one, and kitchen waste in one, and plastic in another. So I used to find that in those few days of interaction, I found that very appalling and sad, and I felt that something had to be done. And then one day he came and his hand was bleeding. So with bleeding hands, he said, I asked him what happened, and he said, nothing, ma'am, somebody threw a bulb. So my hand got cut. So he with his bleeding hands, he opened my bag, and that same hand, he put it in my face and started segregating. So that was I would say, the turning point of my, the whole episode. And I thought that something has to be done. I did research, and it showed me that my bag is not only bad for this gentleman or this the garbage collector who's coming, but it is very bad for the environment. So I decided to do something in the waste to understand it more and what all I can do. And that's how I started my composting efforts. So I also realized that a lot of the waste, when it is packed, it is the moment you pack your bag in which you put all your mixed waste, which has plastic and sanitary pads and wipers and kitchen waste with bulb battery, it no longer remains a bag of waste. It becomes a bag of poison. And every day that means you're throwing poison out of your house or out of your colony, out of your hospitals, and that poison is going and you're throwing it, and wherever the garbage is lying, you see it like there, and then it is going into a landfill. So I'm sure all of you have seen where the big mountain of waste when you cross Delhi.
Yes.
Everybody must have seen it. So they say that that mountain of waste, about 40-kilometer radius around it, the water is completely poisonous.
Oh my God.
Yeah, the water is poisonous, the air is poisonous, the soil is poisonous. So wherever you see collection of waste, you should know that that part of that earth is toxic. So that means the poison which you throw. Now in India, farmers grow their vegetable. How do they give water? पानी के जमीन पानी को सींचते हैं अपनी सब्जियां और so that means that poison, and that water is poisonous. If they spoil all the water, underground water, because of our waste, that means the poison which you throw from your house comes back to you in the form of vegetables and spoils your earth and spoils your air, and it's the reason for all the pollution which is being created right now. Your waste is a very big source of that. So that is how I started my journey when I understood that was really bad.
Very
Great.
nice. So my next question to you is like, I believe you install this equipment in places where it is required for the commercial and for home also. So
Yes.
like, what training is required for this to be done?
So first of all, it is very important for people to understand, to start any process, you have to segregate. If you have a bag like this and you say that you want to compost, you want to recycle, it is not going to be possible. It is the only way it is possible is that you start segregating. So if you cut open your bag, you will realize that almost 60 to 70% of your bag has all organic waste which can be converted to compost.
Yes.
Then about 20 to 25% of your waste is always recyclable. Then there is a 10% of toxic waste, which is like your bulb batteries or your paint, but which doesn't come out every day. It's only once in a while, medicines. And only a very small percentage of waste has to go to the landfill. So the moment you do start doing that, you realize that from that bag, you come to a small packet which you have to throw. You understand? So the first four most important thing for people to do is to start segregating.
Segregating.
Once you start segregating, then your kitchen waste has to convert into compost. Now, composting is nature's way of recycling. The only thing is that when you're doing it in your house, it has to be something which does not give out smell, which is very easy to use, which is convenient, and you're creating rich compost out of it. So it is, I always tell people that you must segregate. Do you know, I'm sure you've all heard of badiwalas, riddhiwalas.
Correct.
So their livelihood is our waste. Do you understand that?
Yes.
So the moment you're mixing your waste and throwing that means you're taking away livelihood of thousands of people, which is going, so that, and then a lot of things like bulbs and batteries, they're almost 100% recyclable, 80% recyclable. But the moment they touch your kitchen waste, because kitchen waste is always has water content hota hai usme, kyunki jab wo galta hai to usme pani nikalta hai. The moment, and that makes a very that makes a toxic soup, which is poisonous for the earth. So they say that one bulb spoils 40 to 50 liters of groundwater.
Mm-hmm.
Now in India, we make 1 million bulbs a month.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine how much toxic bulbs and all we are throwing out there? So that is why people should first foremost segregate. Second, please recycle.
हाय मैं तो सुबह बदली कोई बात नहीं चलो
So
please mute yourself, Rekha. No, I think.
So first of all, please segregate when you start composting. So first you segregate and you recycle, and whatever waste, kitchen waste which is generated, leaf waste which is generated, you compost. So that is where you reach into. So if you just see this, I just want to show. I always show this diagram. So हम जो अपने घर में, हम सबके घर में ये मसाले वाला, you know, if this is a complete, if it is a mix, a big bottle which has everything, you will not be able to cook.
Correct.
That's why that is the benefit. Like that is what happens if you segregate. It becomes a very beautiful mixture, beautiful stuff which can make your food tasty.
Mm-hmm.
And if it is one big bottle with of everything mixed, it can ruin your food.
Correct.
I have to explain to my son. I used to always tell him, see, soap is not harmful, but if you throw a biscuit is not harmful, but if your biscuit is dipped in soap, it's poison, right? So that is why you should never put both these things together.
Right.
You should never try and add all these together. So what you do, you compost.
Right.
So, and also when your kitchen waste is packed in plastic, have you ever read that there was 70 kilos, 80 kilos of plastic from a cow's, stomach has been found from cow's stomach. So what happens is that cows and animals don't have hands. When you put your plastic waste, when you put all your kitchen waste into a plastic bag and you throw it, and it's lying in a landfill or lying in some corner of a road, when the cow comes, because of the smell, they start eating that. So they will first eat plastic and then they'll reach the banana peels.
That's very
You
sad.
understand? Yeah. So all the stray dogs, stray animals, they first eat the plastic because they don't have hands to open the bag.
Correct.
That is why kitchen waste should never be packed and actually never be thrown. You should try your best to completely compost your kitchen waste at home. So just to let you know that composting is a nature's way of recycling, which means that if you put your waste in a bucket and you put it on the side, you will realize after 7-8 days there will be so much water which will come out. So to make composting, there was a lot of thought process which went into how to make composting process easy, how to make it attractive, and how to make it doable in the house. So then that is why a lot of composters which were generated, these are what the composters look like. These are household level composters. Now these are made in plastic. They are for people who live in hilly areas where there's monkey issue, where they can be very cold, and then there are composters which look like this. They're made in terracotta. So they are made in a certain way which will ensure a lot of oxygen inside. So what happens is when you're walking next to a place, there is आप किसी भी कूड़े के पास से निकलेंगे, कूड़े के ढेर से, it always smells, right?
Yes.
Now it smells because आप कूड़े के ऊपर कूड़ा, उसके ऊपर कूड़ा जब इकट्ठा होता रहता है, the oxygen doesn't go inside and it is giving out methane, which is one of the very important, like one of the major cause of the greenhouse effect. You understand? So
yes.
That is why it smells. So that is why the way the composting was done, it was done in a way so that a lot of oxygen goes into each layer. All you have to do is put in your waste and put in some microbial powder, which is completely organic. There's no chemical.
Oh.
And I just want to show you, I probably in the end of the slide, I'll just come back and show you that in my house, look, this is the garden of my house. I have a rooftop garden in which all the kitchen waste which comes out of goes into my composter. From the composter, the compost is ready. And that compost, I put it in these units without any soil. I grow all my vegetables. That means it is a complete recycle. आपका जो खाने की चीज थी, उसका जो कूड़ा बचा, उसका आप खाद बनाइए और उसी में आप अपनी सब्जी उगाइए. जितने छिलके हैं वो गुण आपके, they will come back to your compost and you can generate your own food. It is completely organic. It is completely natural. You don't even need any material. You don't need any soil. This is a soil. Your compost from your kitchen compost is a soilless medium.
So tell me something. How do you make a compost without adding anything? Like, earthworms are required to turn soil upside down. That's what the science behind it talks about. So how your compost is generated without any kind of
so when you add earthworms and all, that is called vermicompost.
Okay.
What we do is aerobic composting. Now vermicompost cannot, when you put earthworms, you cannot put anything salt, or you can't put citrus, नींबू नहीं डाल सकते, ये सब कई चीजें, कुछ bitter नहीं डाल सकते because worms will die. You understand? So our way is aerobic composting, where you can put anything and everything which comes out of the kitchen. Whether it is cooked food, it's uncooked food, it's some pickle which is spoiling, anything and everything which has some kind of which is generated in your kitchen can be composted.
Correct.
If it is not, and what cannot be composted is your plastic waste, is the Tetra packs which are coming out of your kitchen. Yes, everything can be composted.
Okay.
So the process, and that is why these microbes which we add, which is in the form of powder, we don't put any worms in that. With those powdered worms, they will ensure it will be aerobic composting, B, it will be natural composting, C, there is no chemical added. Fourth, there will be no smell. I always tell people, you can stand next to your compost and eat your food. You will not know that there is compost which is being, your waste is in that compost. Right. It should be so easy. And then also, if you can notice in this figure, the composters are one on top of other. So this is like They are stack composters. A lot of people live in flats. They have very less, they have smaller balconies, they have not too much space. So these composters cater to those people who say, I don't have space,
Yes,
and I do not have a big garden to put my compost. But they're all so attractive because the thought process is how to make waste beautiful.
Correct.
What do you do? What do you do to make your waste beautiful? So I
Beautiful.
tell people in my garden, in my front lawn is where I have added, I have put my composters first because they don't smell, and I use the terracotta ones. They look very attractive. You know, they are part of my garden. They're lying next to my pots, and I tell people that there is where I take care of my waste. इससे पहले क्या होता है कि जब हम कभी अपना घर आप बनाएं, if you have a new house, you have some new family coming up your house. If you ever show your house, you'll say this is a drawing room, dining room, kitchen, etc., etc. You will never show people where you keep your waste. You know, you will never show that area where your waste is kept. So the concept, that mindset has to be changed. That is why the composters look so attractive, and they're so easy to do, so that you can show people very proudly that I take care of my own waste, and this is where I keep it.
Okay. So it is nice to know about this. So what is this equipment called as?
These are called, see, the kitchen, we have various names. They're called gobble, because gobble of waste, so we call them gobble senior, gobble junior. We have choms. They chom mean to eat, so they eat their waste. Then we have terracotta. These are also called prithvi because you put it in the prithvi. And then we have these composters, which are for commercial kitchens, which we have put in lots of hospitals and all. I'll just show you the list. A lot of these people, our community composters are being used by a lot of schools, colleges, hostels, hospitals. We are doing all the hotels under HTPDC, Haryana Tourism and Himachal Tourism.
Right.
They are using our composters. So a lot of societies, you know, sometimes people, society generating waste, all these are using this is our list of composters where we have been installing for the past 3-4 years. They're already using them. And they're in different shapes and models, so that it depends on how much waste you're generating. We even got the Swachh Bharat Award. Our composter got by Narendra Modi ji. We got that for being a very hassle-free composter.
Okay.
Where there's not so much effort, and a lot of hospitals and all, when they use it, they are not using any machine. There is no electricity required. There is no, you don't need an extra staff. You don't need a mechanic. There's no breakdown. Because it's a nature's way of recycling, and we use the same concept in bigger composters for outside, and for home composters, we do it in smaller units.
Okay. So now my next question to you is, how can you, what do you think, like if suppose one wants to install it commercially, what would be an expense of installation?
See, depending on how much waste is being generated, you can go for 5 kg to we have done about 400 kg a day also. So since these composters are modular, so that means, for example, somebody is generating 25 kg, so all you need 20 kg, you just need one single gaya. If you are generating about 30-35, you need a pair. If you are doing 20 kg, you can do a pair of aga. So this depends, the cost of that project will depend on how much waste is being generated.
Okay.
And because they're modular, that's why they're so effective, so that if you feel, for example, it's a new hotel which is generating 10 kg, so you pick up a smaller composter and you say, no, my waste has suddenly become 15 because all my rooms are taken care of. Then you can add one more composter to it. And you can do it in a cycle, you know, so that kind of thing. So it starts from anything between, it starts from a cost of between 20,000, it can go up to lakhs depending on how much waste. But a normal unit will be within a lakh, you will be able to get it, and it has a 20-year warranty. These are made in HDPE, so it's a virgin plastic. There is no, there is a completely organic microbes which go in, and they're completely smell-proof. No electricity required, no mechanic required.
So now we have just 3 minutes left. So I would request my team to, put some questions if you have.
Also, these are my phone numbers. If you ever want to get in touch with us, you can WhatsApp us or get in touch with us, and we can help you, or your society, or your home, hospital, whatever you people come from, wherever you work, we can get them into going green.
Shilpi, can you hear me?
I think she's mute.
Shilpi?
Hello. Yes. Yes. I can hear you.
Huh.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Jyoti.
Yes.
So we are coming up with a resort near Chel. So definitely we are going to contact you.
All right,
So
wonderful.
मुझे नहीं पता था कि
You've lost her.
I think she lost the connection.
this is such a beautiful thing. तुमने क्या कुछ you have done it. It is real. Hello.
Yes.
Yes, we can hear
Thank
you.
you for coming. Yeah, thank you for coming. It was really pleasure to attend this.
Thank you so much.
We don't know that you are doing such a great thing. I think people, not government should learn from you that you are doing such a good thing. I think Delhi walo ko to zarur. Because when
we are
you
doing
go
a lot
to
of
Delhi,
NCR, Delhi region also. We
Yeah.
do that, and we
Great.
do work with lots of municipal corporations, and we help
Okay.
them we teach them. And my main job is to sensitize people, to do workshops, to teach them how to take care of this. How do you shop so that you don't generate that kind of thing.
Okay, thank you so
Wow.
much.
Wow. And
All right, thank you.
I think it has to be recorded.